It took me exactly 6 months to go from zero, dead broke, no money in the bank, to making $49,000 a week with branded dropshipping. And honestly, if I knew what I knew now back in 2016 when I started this, I would have gotten there so much faster. So this video is going to be an updated guide on how to step by step go from zero, absolutely nothing, to making your first dollars on the internet. And you didn't have to know anything to begin with. Even if you don't have a couple of brain cells to rub together, this video will help you, I promise. So in this video, I'm gonna cover how to find your winning products, how to build your website so you actually make sales, and how to run ads that make sales consistently so that you're not stressing about money every single month and you don't have to wait paycheck to paycheck. So pay attention, because this video could legitimately change everything for you, for real. So let's start at chapter 0, just straight from my story. You need to brainwash yourself for success. You may have heard me say this before. Before anything else, you need to rewire your brain. So when I started, I obsessed myself with YouTube videos, podcasts, interviews, TEDx talks, you name it. I would find people selling products and I'd be studying their websites and their videos and seeing how I can make that work for myself. You know, like half of the stuff that I learned, I don't even know or remember how I learned it. I bought courses, mentorships, but all that matters is that the information stuck, okay? Information usually sticks once you put it to use. You can learn something, but if you never use it, then you're kind of gonna forget it, right? So I would learn things and I'd immediately put it to use as fast as I possibly could. So you need to go down that rabbit hole. So watch people who are already crushing it in e-commerce, listen to their interviews, see what they're saying, follow them on TikTok, Instagram. Like for me, I'm sort of omnipotent. I don't wanna toot my own horn or anything like that, but I don't know anybody in the dropshipping space who's teaching AI branded dropshipping the way that I am and having students with the results that I'm having, like these types of testimonials. So you pick and choose. However, make sure that you're embedded in the field. You know, I have a school program, I have a TikTok, I have the Instagram, I have the YouTube channel. You can ask me questions, you know, so make sure that you're really engaged in the niche. But look, here's the catch to all of that. I stayed in that phase for way too long, maybe for like 2 or 3 years. Yeah, I was stuck in this perpetual learning phase where I never felt like I knew enough to get started. Like I always felt like there was this missing piece that I had to go pick up. And there was a big piece of advice that my mentor gave me at one time. And he said, at some point, you need to start acting like you know what you're doing. Because he was asking me, as I was talking to him, I'm explaining like, yeah, I've been doing this for a long time and I'm talking, and I guess through me speaking, he could hear that I had the knowledge, but I was too scared to embark on like the journey of experience of like actually trying it. He could hear that I knew what I was talking about as a businessman. He's like, this kid knows what he's doing. But he also saw that I was like an A player in a D level mentality. I knew what I needed to know, but my mentality was that of someone who was still an amateur. I still thought that I knew nothing. I didn't have enough faith in myself. So maybe that applies to you. So yeah, I was watching, scrolling, listening, but I wasn't actually doing. So make sure you don't make that mistake. Don't stay in the phase for too long. 2 weeks to 4 weeks maximum. Really, 4 weeks is way pushing it, because everything that I teach you guys, you can have everything set up in 2 to 3 days. Personally, I get it done in a few hours, okay? So that 2-week phase of learning, you can cram. Studies have shown that cram students who cram before a test have outsized higher returns simply because the information is way more fresh on their brain. They just took it in and they remember exactly how to re-implement the knowledge that they learned. So if you wait too long, you will begin to forget the necessities. So chapter 1 is going to be just learning the skill. Chapter 0 was rewiring the brain. Chapter 1 is learning the skill. This is arguably the hardest and the easiest part of this entire thing, because you learn and you do. That's the formula. Someone tells you to do something on day 1, and on day 2, you're trying it out to see how it works. So really, this only has 2 steps for chapter 1. Learn the fundamentals, just the basic fundamentals. You don't need to learn every aspect of it. You know, when you go to the gym, you don't need to learn everything, every workout, every machine. You just need to get in the gym and pick up some dumbbells and start picking up weight. So with that being said, forget the complicated $2,000 courses. You have all the information over here, okay? So build a website, find the products, learn how to make the ads. Everything is here for you, okay? So if you're a book guy, or gal, and you want to kind of like dive into a short book that will teach you some high level mentality and high level, not even psychology, just practical things that you can actually enact. Shout out to my guy, Alex Hormozy. I have no affiliation with this guy whatsoever. He is way richer than me. He doesn't need my free promo. However, he has a book called $100 Million Offers. He also has another book called $100 Million Leads. But I would recommend $100 Million Offers. This will teach you how to make offers, buy one, get one free, free shipping. Like that's what we're talking about, right? But not exactly that. It'll teach you how to build an offer and a funnel on your website that will just make people want to buy. Like it'll just make it irresistible, as if like if they don't choose your upsell, it's almost like they're making a bad decision because of how good of a deal it is. So you need to learn that type of stuff, right? And once you learn these things, you'll start to see everything differently. Every post you see on the internet, every product you see on the shelves, every video you see, things will start to click for you differently. And all you did was rewire your brain for 2 weeks, and maybe you read this book, but you started taking action. So you learned and started taking action. And once you have that, you're ahead of 90% of beginners already. So that takes us over to step 2, which is simply finding the product. But there's a caveat to this. It needs to be a winning product. So this is what I recommend, especially in the time of year that we're in right now. Let's sell something saturated. Who cares if it's saturated? An amateur will tell you not to sell something that's saturated. Me being a professional, I've been doing this 11 years and generated 8 figures drop shipping. Why would I not want to sell something that someone else has already proven is going to sell? And I can just compete with them. I can just make a better video than them, a better website. So when it comes down to finding the winning product, let's just look at who's already selling big numbers and let me step in and get my piece of the pie. Right now, it's cold season, going into Christmas time, you know, January, February, still gonna be cold. A lot of opportunity there. There's products that every year, I've been in this for years, so every year I see the same, literal same products get re-pushed to a fresh audience simply because the season is allowing them to promote that product and people are actually interested, when at another time of the year they wouldn't be interested. Usually I hate seasonal products. However, you can run a bag up. If you've never made a dime on the internet, right now is such an easy time for you to just run up a fast bag, right? You can make sales on day 1, day 2. Got a student making $2,000 to $3,000 a day right now. Got another one, he made $400 on like his second day or something like that. Right now, the ecosystem is crazy. And with the AI advantages that you have, when you go to find these winning products, you don't need all the content and all the images to be perfect, because we can use AI to make things exactly what we need them to be. These next 3 tips right here, keep these in mind when you're going over for your products, okay? Number 1, products with a visual demonstration. So things that you can visibly see the results or the benefits being shown. Quick example would be lip plumper, right? You see the product, you open the product up, you apply it onto the lips, and without any cuts, without any edits, the viewer can see the product working in real time. Those are the best products to be able to advertise and to make money with, because we can sell anything. However, when we're running ads and we're spending money to promote these videos, we need it to have the maximum possibility for success. And the way that we do that is just hit all of the criteria. And it's like, if you're just selling toilet paper, it only hits one criteria of solving the problem of you needing to wipe. You know what I mean? But if you sell something where it has a good price, it has you can wipe, but it also has 4 other benefits, and then it comes with a free gift, and then it's cheaper than the competitor, you know, all of your content is cleaner and more aesthetic, then you're automatically, you know, a better gamble for the buyer, because the buyer doesn't know necessarily who to trust or who has a better product. All they see is the videos, the images, the websites. So you can build this to be super tight-knit. And even though you may have a small budget, you can put yourself off as a big brand that only took you 2 days to build a sick website and have all these cool things in place. And this is how you're gonna compete. Number 2 is, as I already said, products that are already selling. I'm gonna move over that one because we already talked about it, but why not just compete with someone who's already, they got a video that I know I can make a better version of. They got a website that I know I can make a better version of. And then number 3 is gonna be products with emotional hooks. Great example would be like a pet product, pet supplements, maybe beauty, fitness, some insecurity, you know, acne, dandruff, crusty feet, bad nails. There's tons of things that have emotional pulls, or stuff that we can kind of create a shock factor around to like, wow, like maybe it's disgusting, maybe it's agitating. Like, let me put it this way. If you piss someone off, if someone doesn't like what you say, they will watch the whole video. If someone loves what you say, they will watch the whole video. If they feel indifferent and they don't feel any type of way, they will keep scrolling. So once you go over those, if you have all three of those, let's ask yourself a question. Would someone impulse buy this in 5 seconds? Would they see the video and immediately be like, oh shit, I need this? If the answer is yes, you might have something, but there's a few more steps to go through. I have other videos on product validation, go check that out, but let's continue on. So chapter 3, building your website. You don't need a crazy brand right now. You don't need a crazy website. You need a fast, lean page. They're only gonna hit one page and they're gonna go to add to cart, then they're gonna go to checkout. So just focus on your product page, focus on your add to cart page, focus on your checkout page, logo, domain, that's about it. Set up your payments, Shopify payments, very simple, very easy. I highly recommend you use Shopify. I have a link for $1, you can get it for 3 months. I would use either Shrine theme or Impulse theme. Those are my 2 favorite themes. For your product images, make it look as high quality, as branded as possible. One trick that I like to keep up my sleeve is that instead of having generic product images, when they hit my page and they just see a photo of the product, I don't like to do that. I like to go find a really cool video that someone made, maybe a UGC piece of content or something, of the product actually being used. You know, if it's a lipstick, get that video of someone uncapping the lipstick, putting it on, put that video into a website called easygif.com, EZGIF.com, and then make just capture a small clip of that woman uncapping it and putting it on her lips. And then that's gonna be an infinite loop, a GIF. So when they hit the page, instead of just seeing a photo, they're gonna see the product being used, okay? I promise you, this is just, if you can do it properly, it works wonders. So for the wording, for the copywriting that's on your website, we wanna go with the pain, agitate, solution formula, okay? So you mention the pain, the problem, the reason that they need the product. You agitate them with it. Hey guys, just editing the video right now. I wanted to quickly mention, I actually just created and just dropped a course. Very affordable. If you want to be one of the students, go check that out. I'm not really trying to push it very hard. That's why this is at the end of the video. It's at $67 right now. I'm not sure if I'm going to increase it. People have asked me to as soon as they joined. But yeah, the testimonies that you've seen, like this guy and this guy, you don't need to pay me to be a mentor. They just got the course, bro. Just $67, go get yourself a course, go learn exactly what you need to know, and get rich. There's no excuses. I'll show you step by step. It's all laid out for you. I'm even in there so you can ask me questions directly. If you click the link and it's a higher price than $67, then look, you took too long.